SF5E. I'm your DM, Corey. We are playing our Arcanoclism campaign this week. After a week off, we are back, hopefully without too many aches and pains and, the addles of old age. So last time we played, the party departed from Dizut after having accomplished their goal of obtaining brew from the Temple of Semuanya in the swamps. After spending the night in Dizut, the party headed back towards Nesme, where Borax was able to complete the history check and learn that Nesme had been attacked during a time period called the War of the Silver Marches, in which a battle of giants led by the ancient white dragon Arother attacked the town, and it was the people who lived there were driven out. And then a group of drow came in and settled the city and were driven out by the monsters of the Evermoors. Completing your guys' journey, you were there was a group. There was an incident where someone was around the camp, but the party was unable to locate them that evening. The next day on the road, the party ran into a group of fur trappers who had lost one of their number. And the following evening, the party was attacked by bandits who fought to the bitter end, and only I do believe I said they didn't have any money on them, correct? No, not even a copper to their names. The whole time, the leader of this group of bandits yelling, just lay down your gold and we won't have to kill you. After you guys wound up taking care of those guys, you headed through Long Saddle, where attempts were made on the shopkeep who had told you guys about the legend of the artificer out in the northern wilds, or the enchanter. The two terms in my mind are essentially interchangeable. But you guys continued south along the tradeway to where right before Tribor, you guys needed to head over to the high road next to the Neverwinter Wood. When you guys arrived at a pothole in the road, and when you guys got there, Vershad went up to investigate when, seemingly from the vibrations of his footsteps, a medium hexapodal monstrosity with large eyes on its narrow head came rushing out of the hole, the mouth filled with sharp teeth behind dripping mandibles. The front two legs come to razor-sharp points. Dagger-sized, spiky growths cover the top of its scaly back, head, and legs. The bluish-purple hide that's covered in a chitin-type substance has an iridescent quality. The hissing and chittering sounds it makes brings a cold shiver to your spine. You notice that as this creature emits these noises, two more come out from the hole behind it. And I'm going ahead and switch us over to a different map.
You can't tell my spine what to do.
Oh, I can. You can be as brave as you want, but there are certain survival instincts that will always, try to pull your stomach through your butthole when you see things that are that weird.
What happens if you have a weak rectum, though?
Prolapse. Anyway, so that being said, we will roll for initiative and kind of get things started with a bang. I'm going to roll initiative for Borax and kind of place him in the order. Hopefully by the time we kind of finish getting this sorted out, Aaron is available. Okay. And what is Borax's? +3. Okay. All right. 20 to 25.
I punch the initiative with a 22.
22. Okay. What's your initiative bonus?
+3.
+3. Okay. You will go first over Borax because of move speed discrepancies. All right. 15 to 20.
18.
All right. 10 to 15.
14.
Zenler?
8.
8. Okay. Okay. So, as the hang on. This calls for a mood change. So as this creature comes rushing out of the this 5 foot in diameter hole, Vershad, you attempt to take a step back, but before you're able to actually fully get clear, the creature, because its first initiative, is going to make an attack on you. Yeah. Okay. It's going to make actually a pair of attacks with its front, those dagger-like front legs of its. Does a 17 hit you?
It does.
Okay. So both attacks are going to connect. Oh, that. Okay. That's going to be for 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to be Stock's turn.
Alrighty. Then I'm gonna take a step forward because why not? And I'm gonna poke at the big guy.
Okay.
And I'll use a fighting spirit to give myself advantage on it.
Sure.
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
And I need a number. So that is a total of 10 slashing.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else with the remainder of your movement?
No,
Action
I'm doing
surge.
that so they can't escape.
Okay. All right. I'm going to. I'll just hold Borax's initiative essentially. Hopefully, I'll wind up. He'll wind up getting in before the next group of enemy attacks. So Nevis, you are up with Vershad on deck.
All right, I'm gonna move over here next to Stock, and I'm gonna use the Blessing of the Forge. Why not? Because
Okay.
I have switched out to my mace.
Okay.
And attempt to melee the whatever's in front of me. And on that 20.
Wow,
Nice.
you guys are coming out the gates hard.
All right, let me pick out a special 6 here. Hopefully that will. Total failure. Can I use my inspiration to reroll that?
Yes, you can use inspiration to give yourself advantage on an attack.
All right, that is 12 bludgeoning damage.
What did you roll to hit?
Oh, it was a natural 20.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So could I re-roll? Was I able to use my inspiration to re-roll on the damage or no?
You know what? I think so, actually. I'll let that. I'll allow that.
Dawning of a house rule.
Because I've been thinking for a while about something regarding critical hits and making a house rule, but I think I like that better as like a more available option for inspiration.
All right. So in that case, I had 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right. You as you hit this thing with your mace, you hear a lot of sounds like crab legs being split. It's like sitting at a table with a parabolic mic at a Red Lobster. It is still on its legs, although the legs appear to be not working quite right. Vershad, you're up.
All right, then. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh on my good old pal Log.
Okay.
I'm going to rotate around here because I think we're still allowed to do flanking.
Yes.
And I don't like this bugger, so I'm going to smack it with my Shillelagh Log. That is a natural 20.
Wow, what the hell, guys?
I'm glad I did it because it was the dice I grabbed for the advantage that gave me the natural 20. Otherwise, it would have been a 6 plus 6.
Oh, nice.
So that's 1d8 plus 4. For max damage, that will be 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4, 22 bludgeoning damage, non-lethal.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Welcome, Aaron. Just to kind of catch you up to speed, it is going to be your turn next. We're picking up where we left off last week with the hole in the ground to grant you the description of these creatures again so that you know what it is that you're fighting. It is a medium hexapodal monstrosity with large eyes on its narrow head. The mouth is filled with sharp teeth behind dripping mandibles. The front two legs come to razor-sharp points. Dagger-sized, spiky growths cover the top of its scaly back, head, and legs. The bluish-purple hide that's covered in a chitin-type substance has an iridescent quality. The hissing and chittering sounds it makes brings a cold shiver to your spine. And 3 of them come out from this roughly 5 by 5 hole in the ground.
Also, I just got a lot of monster guts right on my precious Log.
So yes.
And to let you know, the first 3 attack rolls from the first 3 players this week have all been crit hits.
That's pretty crazy.
This makes up for my bar D&D game where I did not roll above a 10 the entire game. Hey, what's up?
Okay. It's not picking up my mic on my computer, so I gotta play around with that after that.
Discord's been a little funky this weekend, according to Twitter.
Okay.
So did you hear what I had?
I heard everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
My head's highlighted first time.
Okay. All right. So it is your turn, unless you wanted to do any more movement for Shad.
Let's see here. I moved 15, so there's 25. There we go. I'm sticking and moving.
Okay. All right, Borax.
I'm going to cast Moonbeam on this sucker right there.
All right. On
That's a Constitution save.
The big one, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, not a great roll. And not super constitutional. That is a 5.
Nice. So that fails. And that is What is the damage? I think 2d10. Yeah, 2d10. That is 11 damage.
Nice.
And it has to make that Constitution save every time it starts its turn inside that same square.
Okay. All right.
And I don't want to move, so that'll be my turn.
Sounds good. And that is a concentration spell, correct?
Let's see. It is.
It is, yeah.
Yes, 1 minute.
Okay. So now the little guys, the smaller ones, I should say, are up. Okay, this one's going to move there. It's going to make an attack on Vershad. Vershad does a 14 hit you.
It does not.
Okay, so it misses with its front legs. And the other one is going to try to make an attack against Nevis, who hit it before. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Beats it, beats it.
All right, so that will be 4 piercing damage. That brings us to Xanalor.
I'm gonna 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna step over here and Eldritch Blast this fella.
Which one? The one on the left or the right?
The one on the left, the little one on the left.
Okay.
That is 18 plus something to hit.
That will hit.
For 7 force damage.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. The big one is up again. It's going to...
I mean, it should go after the druid. It did hit him for 22 points of damage.
Right, I'm trying to decide its course of action with the ouchie moonlight.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a druid die from delivering a critical hit?
It's going to it is going to burrow underground and actually come up right there.
It still has to make the con save for starting its turn in there, right?
I do believe it's when it ends its turn.
Aaron, what was the verbiage on Moonbeam?
Is it beginning or ending in the turn? Look.
Is that for the Moonbeam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it starts its turn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the start. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my mic on my computer so I don't have to go through the phone.
That's gonna fail with an 8.
All right, so it takes another 2d10. That is 8 more damage.
Okay. All right. And then it is going to make an attack on Vershad. It's going to actually like shoot spikes, the spikes that are like all over its back and legs and stuff. It's going to shoot some of them out.
Now I really want this dead.
So that's going to be a 16 to hit you, Vershad.
It would hit.
Okay. And then it's also going to be a 22. Yeah, 22 to hit you, Stock.
Yeah, 22 hits.
Okay. So, against Vershad, that's going to be 8 piercing damage and 4 to Stock.
Okie dokie.
Or sorry, 7 piercing damage, Vershad, not 8. And then Stock, it is your turn.
All right, I'll go after Big Ugly again with another whatchamajigget.
Can you guys?
Fighting Spirit. There we go.
We can't hear you. Yeah, it sounds like it might still be being picked up by your phone, though.
So that is a math. 23 to hit.
23 will hit. And it's on the big one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That is 9 slashing damage.
All right.
Is it still standing?
That was just enough.
Okay. Then I won't burn a second wind against it.
You're attacking with your glaive, right?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, as you sort of lash out with your glaive in a controlled arc, you actually wind up like going straight through the cracked chitin of its front 2 legs, and you wind up severing them, and it like falls forward, and just this like reddish brown goo comes out of it, like out of the severed legs, and it moves no more. Nevis, you are up.
All right, gonna try to attack the one to my north again.
Okay.
Good lord. I don't suppose an 8 is gonna hit.
An 8 will not hit its chitinous shell. Well, it
What's
might
its
hit its
problem?
shell, but it's not doing any damage to it. All right. Any movement, Nevis?
No, I'm good here.
Okay. All right, Vershad.
All right. Given how well the shillelagh worked the first time, I'm going to try it again, this time with no advantage. That will be a 16 to hit, 10 plus 6.
16 just barely hits.
All right. And then damage will be,
Love you, Bubba.
this time, only 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. After you hit it with log, you look over, and it seems to be the 2 slightly smaller these insectoid-looking monsters are. They're both very, very hurt. But they're going to persist, at least for the time being. Borax, you are up.
All right. I'm going to break my concentration on that spell.
Okay.
Yeah. Do that. Oh, shit. I'm going to make my claws grow, and then
Okay.
come over and attack that little guy.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right, that is a 22,
Yes, a 22 will definitely hit.
and that is 9 poison damage.
9 poison damage. Okay. Let me
Or
double check here.
acid damage. Acid, sorry.
Okay. Either way is fine. This thing, you hear some sizzling, and it doesn't smell good, but it is dead. Anything else with your turn, Borax?
I lick my claws.
Gross. All right. Next up, last ditch effort. The one in front of Nevis is going to make an attack on him. That's not going to hit. Xanalor, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. 25. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast little dude.
Okay.
12 to hit.
A 12 will not hit. It bounces off of its chitinous armor. Stock, you're up then.
All right, we'll keep hacking away.
All right.
That is a 21 to hit,
21 will hit. Yep.
and that is a sum total of 5 slashing damage.
All right. So that's 2 down for stock. All right. So with that, we are out of combat. What would you
I
guys like to
cast
do?
mold earth on the holes to cover them back up.
Okay. Okay.
And then for good measure, I cast mold earth again to put a little extra dirt on top.
Okay. Whoops.
Well, leaving the corpses unburied.
Well, yeah. How am I going to study them to wild shape into them?
Exactly, I was just thinking the same thing. I want to learn about these things.
Okay. Why don't you guys go ahead and let's go ahead and start with a investigation check.
If only it hadn't
14.
bounced out of my box. 13.
7.
That was a 13 you said, Stock?
Yep.
Okay. So from what you can tell as far as from an investigatory standpoint, obviously you guys can ask follow-up questions and potentially with different skills. But from an investigatory standpoint, they appear to be an adult and then 2 young of these creatures. You can tell because of the sort of the differences in the hardened areas of the chitin. It seems like there are fewer hardened areas on the smaller ones. You can tell from doing this as you're kind of like poking and prodding. The creature doesn't seem to have any sort of poisonous effect or anything like that. There's no it doesn't appear to be any venom injector type structures on the fangs or the spikes that you saw it launch off its body. You can, with some effort, you are able to pull some of those spikes out. And you see that it just looks like from the inside, it's probably like you guys know how like spiders work based on like hydraulic pressure in their legs. It seems that by this creature focusing its hydraulic pressure in areas, it's able to launch some of these spikes in several directions.
Particular question I have
Mhm.
here is since this is a atypical beast that we've had, can I make an animal handling check to see if it was once an animal or if it's always been this particular being?
I would say that would be a nature check.
Okay. That is a 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay. It does not appear to have been like transmogrified from another animal. Based on what you're seeing in the differences of maturity between the larger one and the 2 slightly smaller ones, it appears that these creatures were these things their whole lives.
Okay.
Any other specific questions you guys have?
Yeah. When we came upon these holes, they were already there,
Mhm.
right?
The first hole was. The second one came when the creature burrowed underground to get behind for shot.
That's right. So I just want to remark to the party that we may not have been in the area at the time, but I don't remember hearing any of that tearing sound when these creatures appeared.
Mm.
So
Um,
I don't know if that's something that we need to.
So what we did was murder.
anyone who wants to go ahead and make a history check.
14.
Natural 20 plus 2.
Another natural 20.
I had a natural 20 plus 1. This week, a lot of good rolls.
Wow, you guys are going ham with the 20s this week. All right, so
AP Neverwinter history class. Let's go.
you guys know you have never heard of anything that resembled these creatures. You're even thinking back to stories and old wives' tales and cautionary tales of creatures from like the Underdark and stuff like that. And even then, this stuff is weird. Also, too, the fact that it was in the road, in a basically like a sort of a blended region of a woodland area and the foothills of the Sword Mountains. Also very strange. On top of that, because of your guys's sort of acuity to these creatures that appear to not belong, the fact that you've never heard of this thing before and that it's in this region, you feel like this is probably that Nevis probably is onto something. That this might be another one of those sort of creatures from from wherever the tearing noises creatures are coming from.
I pull out my notes on my my animal encyclopedia. I look for it, and when I realize it's not there, I open up a new book and start entering my notes about this particular monster called the Monster Manual.
Since you guys did roll a natural 20, is there anything that you might have wanted to know that I didn't say?
So the only particular one here is based off the kidney bean monsters that we fought before.
Mhm.
Are there any similar qualities between the kidney bean monsters and this one in terms of similar
Like from like a
structures, similar
genealogical
chemicals?
standpoint?
Yeah. Yes.
No, they appear to be
Okay.
two different horrific trees of growth. Also, too, part of what would point you to that direction, Vershad, is that these monsters lack any sort of like that disease-like quality that was in the mouths of the kidney bean monsters. These monsters don't have that.
What about the ugly matted wolves?
The difference, the similarities that you're noting, at least between the three of them, seems to be the reddish brown ichor, the same ichor that came out of the sharpened front legs of the insectoid monster. Is the same as the stuff that was on the wolves, which is similar to the stuff that's in the kidney bean monsters' mouths.
I put that in the monster manual.
Mm-hmm. Nevis, how about you?
I think that's about all I need to know.
Okay.
About how far away are we from wherever we're going? Neverwinter, I think it is.
Well, I'll slide us back over so you guys can see that. You are here.
Well, how much? What is the length of travel, assuming no interruptions that we have?
And that we're carrying a warforged.
Still about. Actually, let me double check here. I think around 4 days.
Okay. Then could I take one of the heads of the little ones to bring with us to check at the college?
Sure. Yeah, so it's basically like 3.5 days because you guys are still relatively early. What's up?
I can't watch you execute that. Oh.
So now Stock is carrying 2 heads.
Oh, I would have swapped out because I'm sure that other one's a little
It's
ripe
better
by
than
now.
one. Yeah, we still have the warforged, right?
Yeah.
Have we noticed that it's noticeably slowing down our travel?
It could be very useful.
It's not really. It hasn't actually really affected your guys' travel rate. There's been times where you need to be slightly more careful, but as far as like actual like travel rate goes, it's not like it's so dense that it's the weight of 1,000 suns or anything like that.
The major question here, since I've refused to let Charlie carry that burden. Are the rest of the donkeys noticeably more tired than Charlie?
I mean, you've seen these donkeys carry Stock's big ass around it. I think that they're pretty hardy. They're pretty well built up over the time. Charlie seems a bit more perky, but maybe it's just because you keep riding Charlie, and you and Charlie have got a thing going on.
And the last one here, yeah. Do the other donkeys look at Charlie and kind of like Matt Damon in Saving Private Ryan? Like everyone's just like, you get to go home. Fuck you.
There is a little bit of derisiveness between the donkeys, yeah.
And we'll get new donkeys then. I'm keeping Charlie.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do as far as investigating these monstrosities go, the hexapods?
No.
Nope.
No, I just want to keep an eye out for any more that might appear.
I leave a sign says, "Warning: we killed some ugly beasts. We don't know if they regenerate."
This could be a spawn point. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that
And then
being
the wind
said,
just blows it away. It's just, oh.
with that being said, you guys get to. I do believe that this area here is about the spot. You guys can start to see the sea again from in the foothills and around the Neverwinter Wood. But evening comes and you guys are able to set up your camp and all that stuff. Who's taking what watch?
First.
Second.
Third.
I'll take fourth.
Fifth?
You can't, Xanalor, if you would like to take a watch still, you could always just buddy up with someone else or stay up all night like you are want to do.
I can name that three clues.
I think I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Vershad, go ahead and roll your perception check for me.
So what if I do so with disadvantage because there's something I wanted to do during my watch? And that was try to find a giant spider.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
And I just dropped a dice, so let me grab a different one.
So actually, hang on, Vershad. Why don't you? So it's gonna be essentially a perception check either way, right?
Yeah.
It's a perception check for watch or a perception check for the spider. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll it straight, and this will be you looking for the spider.
Mhm.
You obviously, like, the better you look for the spider, the more your awareness of what's going on around camp.
Well,
lessons,
the main point here is I'm way more concerned about finding a cool spider than
Yeah, that's
actually
fine.
like having
Yeah.
watch.
Okay.
That is, and you said perception?
Yes, sir.
17 plus 4, 21.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, your gift dice is finally rolling. I got all the bad rolls out of it.
so you sit there, you're waiting for the sun to finish going down. Everyone's got their post fireside beans coma coming on. You hear the quiet bean farts sliding out of your sleeping compatriots, signifying that they have gone off to dreamland. But as you kind of you guys are, or they're starting to fall asleep, you're on the hunt. You're looking for what kind of spider?
Wolf spider.
A wolf spider.
Mhm. Since
Would
we're
it,
right next to the Neverwinter Wood, I would imagine I had some success at it.
would it be terribly gauche to make a Minecraft reference? With that perception check, you essentially hear the spider moving around as though it were making that weird noise that spiders make in Minecraft, and you're
Okay.
able to tune into it and find it kind of moving through the woods. It's pretty close to the edge. It seems like wherever it has sort of set up its hunting territory, since spiders are territorial, wherever it's set up its hunting territory seems to be catching things like maybe like on a game trail that's coming in and out of the Neverwinter Wood and out into the plains.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I just come on, get my animal encyclopedia out, draw it, notice its like hunting mechanics, how it makes its webs.
Okay.
Trying to learn as much as I can about it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Let's have you make a nature check to see how well you can ascertain these things.
If I take the entire 2 hours of it, what would that affect on the roll? Because that would be a 12.
I would say that you would be able to take 10 on the roll. Is that?
That's the same. Well, it'll be 10 plus 2, so 12.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you had like more time and it wasn't night, and you weren't still
I
like
have dark vision.
slightly aware of the fact that you're supposed to be making sure that nothing's just trying to kill you from behind. But with the 12, you are able to ascertain several things about it. Its movement, how you're able to see sort of how it differs in its movement between when it's just traveling versus when it appears to be attempting stealth or a hunting type approach.
Yeah.
You're able to see, you don't actually see it capture anything. You do see that it appears to be leaving some sort of web behind it. It doesn't appear to be spinning like a giant web, but it seems like it might be making sort of like almost like a tripwire kind of lattice work on the ground so that it can try to catch, like I said, game as it moves in and out through the area. You are able to see sort of like what its, quote unquote weapons are. For the purposes of being able to wild shape into this thing, you've definitely studied it enough.
Wonderful. Cool. Then I go back to my camp.
Okay. All right. So then who was second shift? Was that
That was me. That is,
Nevis? Okay. All right. Nevis, go ahead and make your perception check.
I do tell him about the really cool spider, though.
Okay.
and I just kind of look at him with a blank stare, wondering what the hell's going on in that mind.
It was so cool. Come on, man. Like, it had webbing, but it didn't make a spider web. It put it around its little burrowing part. It was awesome.
This would be an interesting moment for anybody who wants to. Is your character afraid of spiders? I feel like Xanilars might.
It's possible.
All right, for my perception, I rolled an 18.
Okay. You also hear spider slurping noises. But you're like, you know what? I've got a job to do here. If the spider comes out, I'll observe it. But your watch comes and goes as quietly as Vershad's seemed to have. You don't really hear anything. Attempting to do anything outside of what nature is doing. And I'm not indicating that there are like wolves attempting to do nature towards you again. But yeah, your watch comes and goes without incident. Third was stock this evening, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a real great number for this. That is a 6.
6. Okay. So stock this evening as you take watch, you're standing your silent vigil, butt of the glaive touching the ground, with sort of a forward angle on it, and you just standing stoically watching out into the night. You find your attention though drawn inwards again. This is now the 4th of these creatures from wherever they come from that you've encountered. And at this point, you find yourself kind of thinking back to your time with your master. What do you feel like let's say that in your mind you're questioning like where are these coming from and like why is it happening? What sort of answer do you feel like you're getting from your memories reconstruction of your master on that?
That would be something to the effect of Stock being berated by his master for basically returning to more of a savage basal nature of existence. Instead of trying to understand his enemy, he's just mindlessly bashing it in, and so in a manner he is mentally berating himself for neglecting his teachings of trying to understand your enemy and where they come from and their motives, and just being a mindless killing machine.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Your watch though comes and goes. While you're doing this, you realize that your time has sort of come up for your watch as you start to feel tired again from mentally berating yourself. So you're like, oh yeah, it's probably time for me to switch over. So you wake up Borax, and Borax, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah. So your watch comes and goes. You don't hear any tearing noises. You don't hear the chittering noises of those strange hexapods that you fought. There's no kidney being monster noises. Everything seems to be as it should be.
And I'm last watch?
Yes, you are last watch, yeah.
Towards the end of watch, I want to start making breakfast for everyone.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So instead of how typically we see our mornings come, which is Xanalor being surprised by the sun coming up, and then people start kind of coming to the party, you guys wake up to the smells of beans roasting over a fire. You guys do wake up to the smells of breakfast being made. The fire is a bit more lively in the morning than you typically have it in the evenings when you're trying to make sure that you're staying warm and alive but not attracting too much outside attention. You guys wake up and Borax is just out there.
Before I do anything, I immediately check around my posterior side to make sure that I didn't poop out any webbing. It was a very vivid dream.
Oh, jeez. For future reference, if I turned into a pig and take bacon off my stomach and roast it, how many hit points would that be?
How are you gonna? So wait, how are you taking the bacon off of yourself as a pig?
Sharp rock, duh.
Yeah. Are you gonna have a team member carve you?
I volunteer as tribute.
I'd have someone share watch with me. Someone with a trust, whoever has the most dexterity.
All right, so we do now have a formula for bacon. It is Borax, Wild
Take
Shaker,
one for the team,
and someone else will carve him.
Afterwards. Yeah, I'll do wounds afterwards.
Hey, Borax, do you happen to have any vegan-friendly bacon inside your pig gullet?
Can I turn into plants? I don't think so.
Then cut yourself one less time for me then.
I need to find out how many hit points
If it makes you feel better, it is very green friendly food. It's a natural
it is environmentally conscious.
I still don't feel good about
meat. It's like eating clone meat.
Yeah, I don't feel good eating Soylent bacon.
Why?
Come on, it's free range bacon.
It's Soylent bacon is gnomes.
Soylent bacon is gnomes.
It's halflings, and I take offense.
Forgive me.
To answer your question, Corey, 4.
Thank you. I saw that it was locked behind the Storm King's Thunder stuff. I don't know why pigs are in the Storm King's Thunder book, but whatever. It's not my place, that's someone else's journey. But yeah, so you guys wake up. No bacon today because we,
I just came up with the plan overnight.
Still come up with the idea.
I turned into a pig at the end and realized I couldn't slaughter myself.
So this idea was great until I forgot I don't have hands.
So we wake up to breakfast cooking and just a pig by the fire.
With a dagger sitting next to him, and he just stares.
And he's just trying to gnaw at it, pick it up with his mouth, and then just twist his neck around.
There's one little puncture wound on the shoulder from where he grabbed a dagger just right and was able to just poke himself.
And I kind of seasoned the beans with that blood.
Yeah, Borax, that's a totally different cut. I'm assuming we can take the long rest now.
Yeah. So you guys wake up in the morning. Breakfast is cooking. And you head out on the road once you've enjoyed your non-bacon meal.
About once every few hours, I laughed to myself over the events that I just saw waking up.
All right. So
Despite the fact that there's a cataclysmic event given the name of this campaign, we're trying to figure out, can I turn myself into bacon?
Actions are important.
Yeah.
To answer
No,
the
it's
important questions first.
first off, if we're not setting up a life for ourselves, what kind of life are we living?
All right. So
I am
you-
heartened by this.
you guys are able to travel today with pretty good click. You guys remember that coming back towards the high road from the Sword Mountains last time, things seem to be going a little bit quicker. It might have been due to the more downhill kind of nature of that day's journey. And you guys do arrive at the high road by the time evening rolls around for the day. It was kind of a typical day. You didn't, because you were between the trade road and the tradeway and the high road. There wasn't a lot of merchants or anything like that traveling on the road. It was a pretty quiet day. You guys noticed definitely a change in the sort of atmosphere, the smells, the environment around you, the weather, even as you come down from, as you come closer to the coast from being more inland than you've been in a little bit. But yeah, so you guys arrive here at the high road in time to set up camp for the evening.
Two things I want to remark on.
Sure.
We like when we're traveling south because it always feels like we're going downhill. And then to remark on Vendy's last comment, Joe Walsh answered that question, and it is a life of illusion.
So what you're saying here is friendship is magic. Yeah, I totally misunderstood.
Well, you said, what kind of life are we having or setting up for ourselves? And I don't know, that's the first thing that popped into my mind. Sorry.
All right, very cool.
Well, I feel like one has to be slightly diluted to take on the lifestyle that you guys have embarked upon.
Are you talking about the game or my real life?
This is one of those moments where the lines are very, very grayed and blurred. All right. So who's taking what watches this evening?
First.
2.
3.
Do we know about how far we are from Neverwinter?
Yeah, you're about 2 days away.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to take fourth watch with me? I've got a plan.
That's my favorite watch.
Whoever has that watch.
How are you with the blade?
Eh.
Borax does not sleep very well during the first 3 days.
All right.
Can we give Scott information for that?
Yeah. And Borax, fair warning, I will give you inspiration if you go through with allowing someone to carve you.
I've got another character ready, should you?
Editor's note, edit out my laughter for about 80% of it.
All right. Vershad, go ahead and roll your perception check for your evening's watch.
That is regressing to my normal. 2 + 4, 6.
6. Okay.
I'm so distracted by the spider.
So okay. You don't actually notice it happening, but
Because spiders are cool.
Because spiders are cool. But let's see. We'll go ahead and put you guys kind of off to. I'm setting up a map here real quick.
Hey guys, I missed a battle. I fucked us over.
You see him out there chasing fireflies and shit.
Oh, I think I can wild shape into that. And I try it because I don't have 5 speed. I just sit right down on the ground, take the 1 hit point, fall damage. I become myself again. It's like, fuck.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, you actually don't notice this happening until it's really like right on top of you.
But an Elder Dragon comes in and sets me on fire.
An elder whoops.
Great watching skills.
Okay. But you suddenly notice the rock that you've been staring at, because it's been catching your attention, but you're not sure why. The rock you've been staring at has been moving towards you, and there's going to be a surprise round here. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative anyway, but you notice just as it's about to hit you, Vershad, that the rock has tentacles and a
Hope
beak.
you guys sleep in your armor.
So guys, let's go ahead and we'll roll initiative.
Is there any other way to sleep?
Did I roll? Did I cast mage armor before I went to bed?
I'm gonna go with no on that one. All right. I got that pulled up.
Sorry for rolling terrible at the worst possible time, guys.
Now, to your credit, this is the first time I think that a poor perception roll has resulted in the party being like almost assassinated. All right. 20 to 25. Okay. 15 to 20.
17.
17.
Okay.
19.
19 for Nevis.
Stocky can go ahead of me.
Okay.
All right.
Is that a 31?
I was trying to figure out which way to do that.
If that's the case, you
So you had a 13, Sanalor?
Yeah.
All right. Borax, what did you have?
8.
8. Okay. All right. So the creatures are going to get an attack first because of the surprise round. There's going to be 1 at each of you and 2 at Vershad since he was the one moving around. All right, so 2 against Vershad. 1 misses. 1 is a natural 20.
Ooh.
So Vershad, you take what's that? Math. Do it. 11 bludgeoning damage. And okay. Yes.
So at least that averaged out to 2 hits.
Right. Okay. And then let's see. So I'm just gonna work clockwise from there. So against Borax, that's going to be a 17 to hit.
Yep.
All right, and then that is for. Whoa, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that. Don't know why Pennsylvania's calling. That's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage. All right. And then against Xanalor, that's going to be a 12 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses. All right. Stock. That's a natural 1.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it's hard to break a tentacle. Especially when they just have other ones. But let's see, against Nevis, that's going to be just an 8 to hit, so that's going to miss as well. Now we will. So that was the end of the surprise round. So now we're going to go to the top of the initiative order to Nevis. Nevis, you are currently. And actually, Borax, the the stone tentacle monster thing actually does engulf your head.
Oh,
It like when it attacks you, it like kind of like wraps itself around your head, so you're actually blinded and unable to breathe right now, which wakes you up for sure. But yeah, that did not happen to Vershad though. But Nevis, you are up and you are currently prone.
All right. Well, the only movement I really want to do is to just stand up, kind of shake the sleep away, and invoke the blessing of the forge.
Okay.
And attack the tentacle creature to my southeast.
Okay.
Oh, damn. That's only a 7 to hit.
A 7 does not hit. Though it might not be
Okay.
as far off as you thought it might have been.
Yeah,
Okay, so you did stand up, correct?
I did, yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
And yes, as a bonus action, I want to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Didn't you use Blessing of the Forge as your bonus action?
I thought we discussed that wasn't considered a bonus action.
I thought that we discussed that it was considered a bonus action because the book doesn't say that you can do it in combat.
Okay.
Because like it has to be given something when you do it in combat. Like if you like wake up and do it to your weapon for the day, like that's a different story versus like doing it in combat that's like a ritual that you do. So it's got to take something.
Okay. That is my turn.
Okay. Stock, you are up. You are prone.
So who is currently engulfed?
Borax. You see Borax
Which
has
one?
a tentacle monster stuck to his head by that one.
Alright, I'll stand up with half my movement and proceed to try and smack him.
Okay.
That is a 12 to hit.
A 12 will hit.
Okay. That is 13 slashing. And I will burn my action surge, which turns out isn't even a bonus action. So, and then I'll smack the same one again.
Okay.
That is maths. 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
And that is 6 slashing.
All right. Okay. Is that it for you?
Yep.
All right. Vershad, it is your turn. You are not prone.
Yes, correct. By changing my name, I think you know how I am going to spend my action. As I become I start off beast shaping, and it becomes to look a little bit like a wolf spider until I essentially realize what I'm doing. And I become a wolf instead.
Okay.
Yep.
So you are a wolf.
I'm a wolf.
Okay.
And that would be my turn.
Okay. All right. So the monsters are up again. One of them. So this one at the bottom is going to make a make an attack against you, Wolf. And that's going to be a 13 to hit.
Meets it.
Okay. So that is 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
This one here is actually going to create a you like see it like move, and then all of a sudden the area just like goes pitch black. You can't see anything. Can't even see like your own hands. Even those of you with dark vision, it might be the first time you've ever actually been blinded by darkness. And then let's see, the one that is attached to Borax is going to make an attack against him again, which will hit. That was a natural 19. So that's for 4 more bludgeoning damage. I keep rolling a 1 on the 6. And then let's see here. The one above Xanalor is going to actually also shoot out sort of a jet of darkness around it. I'm just, so the yellow circles I'm showing you, like those areas are like in darkness. Your character doesn't necessarily know that the darkness stops there. And then the other 2 are going to make attacks. So one against Nevis and one against Stock. So the one against Stock is going to be a 13, and the one against Nevis it's going to be an 18.
Miss against me.
Okay. Nevis, does an 18 hit you?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be 6 bludgeoning damage. And then it's going to attack. It attaches itself to you. Sorry, I'm apparently not reading this correctly. It attaches to you, but it is not on your. It has not engulfed your head. So it's like it hits you with its tentacle, and really like the damage comes from it like wrapping its tentacle around the, like, say like your bicep, and it's like a crushing kind of pain. So I'm going to so yeah, it has sort of attached itself to you, but you can still move and all that stuff. That's it for them. So Xanalor, you are up. Borax, you're on deck.
And I can't see like anything.
You can't see anything.
I'm gonna take out my scimitar and just slash where I thought that one was.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
That's not gonna be good. Ooh, and it got worse. 5.
Okay. No, that will miss. Anything else?
I'm not gonna run if I can't see. So, yeah, no, I'm stuck.
Okay. Borax, you're up.
All right. Now, can I use verbal components still? Even though my head is engulfed.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It just says that you can't breathe, so I'm gonna say, yeah.
All right. You guys hear a muffled, "My name is Borax and I speak for the bees." And I cause a little bee infestation on the guy that's on top of me.
Okay.
And that is a Constitution save of 12.
Okay. Let's see. That's probably not going to do it unless they're very constitutional, which they aren't. So, nope, that's a fail.
All right, it takes 1d6 damage, which is 1. But then it also has to move 5 feet in a random direction. Hopefully not be in his mouth. That's what I was hoping for, but it might try.
Because of the beads?
Yeah, the bees.
No, yeah, we're saying the same thing. Beads.
How much damage was it?
1 damage.
1 damage, okay.
It was, yeah.
1 bee damage.
And then it moves 5 feet in a random direction. With no, it does not cause an opportunity attack. So for anyone.
Okay, and so you're moving what? How much and what? Sorry.
The creature moves 5 feet in a random direction. Like it's getting attacked by the swarm.
Okay. Well, let's see. I will roll.
Whether it frees me or drinks.
Well, actually, so
so
its movement speed is 0, so it actually can't move while it's
Oh,
attached.
okay. Well, then I guess the bees are astounding.
All right. Okay. So Nevis, you are up.
All right, and you said I'm grappled somehow.
You're not grappled. Just the dark mantle is attached to you.
Okay. So this round for my bonus action, I want to invoke spiritual weapon 2nd level.
Okay. All right. And what was your spiritual weapon? What did that look like again? It's a hammer, right?
Yeah, just a hammer.
Okay. Did I use this last time? Just a giant ball peen hammer.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. All right, so I'm actually. Can I move that? No, I can't.
Sorry. I can give you. There you go. You should be able to move it now.
Yeah, I want to put it here to
Okay.
to help out Vendi and Borax.
Okay.
And so I can use it to attack in the same round, right?
Yeah. Casting it. Casting it allows you to make the attack.
All right. So I would like to attack then the tentacle creature right there.
Okay.
I believe it's a spell attack that I have to make.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Go ahead and let's have you. I'm still gonna have you make the attack with disadvantage, because of the darkness. It's not that the weapon has to see to do it, but like essentially we're treating this as like you're not positive like where the other side of that, like how many feet away that was that you had to put it. So like if it misses, it just wasn't in the quite right spot. Does that make sense?
All right. It misses.
What was the
8.
Okay. All right. So Stock, you're up.
That means I'm gonna go after the same squid I've been trying to go after. And I'm gonna burn a fighting spirit to make it a straight roll.
Okay. You're just trying to go after the one that's on Borax still?
Yep.
Okay.
That's 22 to hit.
That will hit for sure.
And 13 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. Borax, what's your Constitution modifier?
+1.
+1. Okay. All right. Stock, anything else?
Nope, I have
Nope.
nothing further I can do.
Okay. Vershad, you're up.
All right. So with pack tactics, it's a straight roll. I'm going to the stone creature to my west.
Okay.
And because Borax is not incapacitated, straight roll +4 to hit. And that fell off the table, so new dice. That will be a 15 to hit, 11 + 4.
Yep, that will hit.
Okay, so 2d4 + 2 piercing damage. And that will be max damage, 10 piercing damage. Awesome.
All right.
And then if the target is considered a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Let's see here. What is the? Actually, it's a 12.
Then it's still up. And then I will hold my spot, and that's my turn.
All right. So they are up again. Let's see. These two are going to make an attempt to hit you, Rashad. One is a 13, and the other one is a dirty 20.
30-20 is the only one that hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And it the tentacle stays wrapped around you from the crushing attack. Borax, yours is going to make an attack on you. Start kind of still trying to crush your head. It's going to be a 17 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. That's going to be for 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, we hear a big crunch.
Are you unconscious?
No, I'm worse for the wear though.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Xanalor against you. That's going to be an 11 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
All right. Stock against you. It's a 9, so that misses.
Correct.
Nevis against you. This one is going to try to crush you further. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit. So you take 4 bludgeoning damage, and it is now wrapped around your head. So you are also starting to suffocate. So that's the end of their turn. Xanalor, you are up. And actually, I need to do something really quick. How much you said it was 10 damage from your attack, Rashad? Okay, never mind. Right. They maintain concentration on their darkness. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Xanor.
If I try to Eldritch Blast in the dark, is that like double disadvantage? Because
No, you can't. You can't like
Okay.
stack those kinds of things, so it's just a disadvantage.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool. And 10 force damage.
Okay. And that one is going to roll a concentration check. All right. The one actually loses concentration on its darkness. So we'll see what that changes. Not a whole lot.
Hey, if that's the
assume
case,
I
shouldn't
rolled-
the other one?
I rolled one for it. Yeah,
Okay.
it passed.
I assume you can't see like the edge of the darkness.
You might be able to see like that the darkness is that you're very close to the edge of it. Like there might be like, I'm not sure. Like in my mind, this is kind of like almost like it looks like when a squid like makes like the ink spray. So it's like kind of like flowing through the air. So like, yeah, you can kind of see like through the flowing, like maybe there is an outside to this pretty close by.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
I mean, I guess notice if I'm noticing there might be an edge, I'd like to try to run out.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, you run that way. The one that was attacking Stock, it gets an opportunity attack against you. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. So that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage. And it does attach itself to you as you run by. Stock, you'll actually get Stock and Nevis. You guys will get at disadvantage opportunity attacks against the Dark Mantle as it is pulled out of combat by Xanalor.
I'll take it. That's a 12.
12 will hit.
That is some number because I'm having a brain fart. 6 slashing.
Okay. And then Nevis, are you around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit. It's close
Okay.
though. Okay. That brings us to Borax. Borax, you are up.
All right, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself on the 2nd level.
Okay.
Going to give me 9 plus whatever the spell thing is. I can't. Oh, there it is. Let's do it. So it's gonna be 11. 11 back.
11 hit points back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that, unless you want to move at all, it'll be your turn, Nevis.
Nope, I am good.
Okay.
All right. For my main action, I want to try to hit the creature that's attached to me.
You want to hit it, or you want to try to detach it from you? You can do that.
Yeah, let's try to detach it then.
All right. Go ahead and make a strength check.
All right. That is a 16.
16. Yeah, you you feel a little bit of pain on your skin as the suckers pull, but you grab onto this, like where the bottom of the rock, the stalactite looking thing. You grab it and you throw it off your face. So it is unattached from your face. You're still in the darkness, but you're not suffocating anymore. You can actually breathe again.
All right, that's good. So for my bonus action, I would like to move the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I want to move it over to
there.
Across, yeah, the one that's that I'm currently holding, I guess, and make an attack against it.
Okay.
With the weapon.
Yeah.
At disadvantage.
Man, I don't know. I'll say no. Just a straight roll.
That is a 19.
That will hit.
For 11, assuming bludgeoning damage.
Something like that. Force
damage, yep.
All right. Okay. That brings us to Stock.
I'll keep going after the same one.
Okay.
I'll do another fighting spirit again, just because. That is a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
That is 7 slashing.
All right. So that one, Borax, you hear Borax like let out like a huge gasp of air as the thing finally slides off of his face. You are honestly a round away from like passing out due to not being able to breathe anymore, Borax.
Oh, lovely.
Anything else with your turn, Stock?
Yeah. I'll go 5, 10, 15, right there.
Okay. That brings us to Vershad.
All right. So which one is currently entangling with?
The one to your west.
All right. So I'd like to make the argument because it is making contact with. I don't need to rely on vision to know where it is. Using pack tactics and that, can I make the attack roll at advantage?
Yeah, I think it's
all right.
Argument.
Then I'm going to make another bite attack. That will be a 17 plus 4, 21. 4.
That will hit.
This one will only be 2, 4, 6 piercing damage and needs to make a DC 11 strength saving throw.
It passes the saving throw
Mm-hmm.
and also the concentration check.
All right, then that is my turn.
Okay. All right. So they are up. What's this one gonna do? I think this one's going to. It's gonna follow Xanor.
I see how it is.
It is like kind of like floating, like it's not like crawling across the ground. So it's, wait, what was that? Yeah. And then it's going to try to make an attack against you. Yeah, both are, and then both are going to try to make attacks on Vershad, and then the one on Nevis. Okay, so we'll start down with Vershad like we have been. So the first one misses, and the second one, the one that was currently like had its tentacle wrapped around your wolf form, it actually is able to pull itself up, and it latches to your wolf head also.
Right where I want him.
So that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage.
All right, I'm out of wolf form.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know how much once I do the carryover 8.
Okay.
All right, so.
And then
so I was at 19, and that's another 8 damage. Cool. I'm at 11 hit points left. Fuck.
Okay. Does a 21 hit you then more?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's for 4 bludgeoning damage. And this one down here is currently attached itself to you. Like it's like wrapped itself around your arm.
Great.
And then one more against Nevis. Nope, that is a miss. All right. Xanalor, you are up.
I'm gonna take out that scimitar again,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade while
Okay.
I swing at the one that's attached to me.
All right. And correct me if I'm wrong, Green Flame Blade is a bonus action to cast, correct?
It's part of the attack.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
It's as you make a melee attack as part of the action.
Sure. Okay, I understand.
Good roll. So that is 18 to hit.
That will hit. You're attacking the one that's attached to you?
Yes.
Okay.
For 6, whatever that is, slashing.
Okay.
And then I don't remember. Green Flame Blade. The fire leaps from the thing I hit to a different one within 5 feet of it, and it takes 5 fire damage.
Okay. So the one to your left takes 5 fire damage?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Any movement?
Not like this, no.
Because, I mean, you did hit both of them.
Isn't one attached to me?
Well, yeah. One will...
All right,
it'll move
I'll
with
try to
you.
run anyway.
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. So that one's just going to be there, which technically means that Stock gets another opportunity attack at it, since his opportunity attack range is massive.
Without disadvantage, which makes it even better. That's not gonna hit. That's a 8.
Nope, and it will miss, unfortunately. Okay, Xanor, at the end of your turn. Borax, you are up.
All right, we are going to sharpen our nails and take a swipe at that guy.
Okay. Still rolling with disadvantage because of the darkness. But
Yes.
yep, go ahead.
That's the 12 to hit.
A 12 will hit.
Oh, nice. And that will give him 10 acid damage.
10 acid damage. Okay. And then he's going to make a constitution or a concentration check. Still passes.
That is my turn.
All right. Nevis, you are up once again.
All right. As far as a spiritual weapon,
Yeah.
can I always use that as a bonus action for its attack?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, now that's been cast, yes.
So I can attack with my regular weapon as a melee and then use the spiritual weapon as a bonus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to make sure. All right, so because I'm still in the darkness, though, the melee attack will have to be at disadvantage?
Yeah. So your melee attack will be a disadvantage. The spiritual weapons attack will be straight.
So if I want to use spiritual weapon as both my main and bonus, is that a possibility? If it's not, that's fine. I just don't remember enough about it.
I mean, it doesn't specifically say.
All right, I'll just try my regular weapon at disadvantage.
Okay.
$10. Yeah. Does a 10 hit?
10 just barely misses.
Okay.
You're trending in the right direction, though. It was all 8s and then a 9, now a 10.
All right, so then for my bonus action, I'll try to attack with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And that's an 18.
That will hit.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, 1 plus 4, I believe. Yeah, so 5 force damage from the spiritual weapon.
All right. Stock, you're up.
All right. Well, seeing as Vershad squealed like a beat dog,
You have no idea.
I will step into the darkness and I
Okay.
will try to take an attack at the one that has him engulfed, trapped, whatever it is.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make an attack with disadvantage.
Wrong, because I'm using my last fighting spirit.
Then make a straight roll.
I can do that. That's a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
That's a total of 8 slashing damage.
All right.
And I
Another
have
constitution check.
5 more temporary hit points.
Ooh, all right. This time the darkness goes down.
Yay! I did a thing. I helped everybody.
I still can't see.
So now everyone can see that there is in fact a wolf next to you, and its face, or no, it's not a wolf anymore. It's now Vershad. Vershad is like clawing at this creature on his face.
Why didn't take the sharp nail spell?
You see the one has died next to Borax, and then there's still 2 more, and the spiritual weapon, and then the one that's way outside, and the one that Xandalore is running around with attached to him. Anything else with your turn, Stock?
Nope, I'm good. I used
Okay.
bonus action and my action.
Vershad, you are up.
All right. Once again, because it's wrapped around my head, I'm assuming that even though I'm blinded, it's not disadvantage. I'm going to cast Shillelagh on Log and just right against my head.
I mean, it does specifically say that you are blinded, which means your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yeah, but if I don't need sight to know something's on my head.
Just like how he wants to punch himself in the face.
Yeah. I would imagine I have enough proprioceptive and kinesthetic sense to know where my head is. Fine, disadvantage.
Because like if I say that, then the entire blinded aspect of them doing this has no effect whatsoever.
I guess the way to think about it is you're trying to hit something vital instead of the rocky surface.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's the entire point of the attack roll itself. That will be a 10 plus 6, 16.
Will hit.
Could he have done an unarmored strike to bite the inside of it with advantage?
Ooh, I don't know. What if he bites the beak? I don't think that's going to really hurt the thing.
That's max damage. That is 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Gasp of air as it slides off your face.
Guys, it's really hard to hit something that's attacking your head.
All right. Anything else with your turn, Vershad?
No, because I used my bonus action, my action to do the shillelagh attack.
Okay. All right. So the Dark Mantles are up. At this point, let's see.
Rocktopus.
Rocktopus. I like that. Let's see here. It's going to chase off after Stock this time. So let's see, it's going to be 1, 2 for Shad, 1, 2 Nevis, 1, 2 Stock, and 1 to Xanor with advantage. The one with advantage actually misses. I don't know how that happened. So then against
I'm slippery.
Stock, that's going to be a 15. Does a 15 hit you, Stock?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to attach itself to you and do 9 bludgeoning damage.
Ha, I still have all of my temporary hit points, minus 9.
All right. Nevis, that's a dirty 20 to hit. So that's 8 bludgeoning damage, and it has wrapped its tentacle around you once more, having been thrown from your face. The last one against Vershad is a 15.
Hits.
Okay. So it's going to wrap its tentacle around you as it does 4 bludgeoning damage. All right. Xanilor, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swing at it, Scimitar, and hope I roll well, which I almost did. 11.
11 will just barely hit.
Nice. 5 slashing.
All right. All right. Borax, you're up again.
All right. I'm going to come charging at that guy's claws ablazing.
Okay.
And that is a 12 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 8 acid damage.
All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right, I want to attempt to pull the one off of my face, I guess.
Okay. Well, so it's not on your face yet. It has just wrapped its tentacle like around your arm again.
Oh,
But
okay.
you
So
remember last time that it used this as a setup move to get onto your face.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so I just want to use a regular melee attack on
Okay.
it then.
Yep. And this is a straight roll, no more blindness.
That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
And that becomes... Been so long since I actually hit with my mace. 2, 5, 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And that's with the +1 from the Blessing of the Forge?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then spiritual weapon?
The attack from the spiritual weapon on the same one.
Mhm.
That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Ah, damn it. I got that fucking 1 again. 5 force damage.
Okay. All right. Stock, you are up.
All right. Since this one is currently grappled to me, correct?
It's not technically grappled, but it is attached.
Okay, well then I'm going 5, 10 to flank him for the advantages to hack at him.
Okay.
That's a total of 20.
Yep.
And that is 12 slashing.
Okay. You feel its grip go slack.
I am accomplished.
Vershad, you're up again.
All right, knowing full well I'm only going to have so much air before it climbs up on my face again, I'm going to use my bonus action to set up a unicorn spirit, which will
Okay.
put all friendly people inside that spirit because I'm putting it right on top of me.
Okay.
And then then I'm going to use my main action to cast Cure Wounds on myself at the 2nd level.
Okay.
And that will be, fuck me, 1 and a 4, 9 hit points back, plus an additional 3, so that's 12 hit points back to me, and everyone who is in my adventuring party gains an additional 3 hit points.
Okay.
Temporary or permanent?
Regular ass.
Oh, I haven't lost any yet.
So Jay, actually, you did your aura as a 60-foot radius. It's a 30-foot radius.
It's saying right here on 30-foot radius, and I can move it up to 60 feet as a bonus action.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I couldn't see it because I was blind. I was blinded. So if that's the case, unfortunately, Xanalor, you do not get.
It's my fault for running away.
And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So with that, the Roctopus, the Roctopi are going to make their attacks. Start with Vershad. Okay. Okay. That's real. So I rolled a natural 20, but I also only rolled a 1 for damage. So that's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage, and it attaches itself to your face. So now you are blinded and can't breathe.
So I have 1 spell left in me. Okay.
Vershad can't breathe. Oh no. That's going to be a 17 against Nevis.
Nope.
Nope. All right. So it misses attaching. You like see the tentacles start to like come up from behind as it goes for a whole head hug, and you just like kind of bat them away, and it misses, and it looks like it's getting ready to attack again, but you've got an opening. And again, it misses Xanalor. All right. So Xanalor, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep stabbing him.
Okay.
11 again.
That just barely hits.
That is 7 slashing.
Okay. All right. Borax, who speaks for the bees.
Yes. We are keeping the claws engaged, and we're coming charging at this guy.
All right.
Yes. That is a 17.
That will hit.
Vicious little monster does 5 damage.
All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna once again try and melee
Okay.
to me. Yikes! That is only a 9. No, 10. Still doesn't hit.
Yeah, just barely misses.
And spiritual weapon for bonus
Mhm.
is at 17.
That hits.
And that one will do nice. Better die this time. 11 force damage.
All right. The spiritual hammer swings around, hits the rock like, and then you hear like a cracking noise, and then the tentacle that's wrapped around you goes slack as the thing falls to the ground. Stock, you're up.
All right, so 5. Come on. You need to move. So 5, 10, 15, 20 to garner the advantage.
Mhm.
And smacking it to help the squishy person.
Okay.
That is an 11.
Just barely hits.
Yeah, I rolled a 5. So that is 12 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. Rashad, you're up.
Okay. So if I use Shillelagh to attack it, what is the roll? Is it flanking if it's on top of my head?
I will. Yeah, I'll give you a straight roll on it.
Okay. Doesn't matter to nat 1.
Okay. You hear a sickening crack, and not the kind of crack you wanted to hear of log hitting a rocktopus, but you hear a crack of log cracking. Wait, actually, no. Doesn't Shillelagh make it a magical weapon?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Does not break then. Okay. I take that all back. It is the Rocktopie's turn again. Vershad, it's going to make a crush attack on you. That's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And that's going to be for 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then
I'm heavily concussed right now.
all right. Xanalor against you. Does a 10 hit you?
Nope.
Oh my god. I don't know how you're managing to do this, but you're on your own and you're fine.
Because you're wasting all your hits on me.
Xanalor, you are up.
Hack and slash. Better. 15 to hit.
Yep.
7 again.
Nice. All right. Borax.
We are stepping in between here and keeping them claws engaged.
All right.
That is an adjusted 20.
Nice.
And that is 10 damage.
Very nice.
Very.
All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right, for my main action, I would like to attempt to pull the creature off of Vendi's head.
Don't, it speaks got me, it might hurt.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
Ouch, that is only an 8.
It
So you
definitely
pull,
hurts me.
And those suckers are suckered down there real sucker hard.
All right, so in that case, for my bonus action, I want to move spiritual weapon there and attack it with it.
Okay.
And that is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit, yeah.
And that becomes 7 force damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 6 force damage. And that's my turn.
All right. Stock.
Alrighty. Seeing as there's all this assistance over, fuck it. Advantage smashing.
Okay.
12.
That will hit.
I rolled a 6. That bounced out of my box. That is 9 slashing.
Okay. Vershad, you can breathe again. And see.
Okay, and then
And everybody can see exactly how much blood's on my face.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. Also, Vershad, just a question. How come you were putting the net on your character? It's usually for restrained.
To remind me that there's something in contact with me.
Okay. All right. Vershad, it is your turn now.
All right. Let's see here. I am going to remove the aura so I can see where I'm moving first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as close as I can get.
Okay.
I don't have any spells. I don't have any spells that will definitely help. So instead, I'm going to move my unicorn to right here. And 30 feet from in that point, which would be Stock and Xanalor, will get an additional 3 hit points to when I cast Cure Wounds at the first level on me.
Okay.
So that will be, for me, thank God, max healing 12 back to me, plus 3, so that's 15.
Okay. And then Stock and Xanalor receive 3 hit points each.
Yes.
I get nothing from that.
3. And is it 3 healing or 3 temp hit points?
3 healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. With that, the last Rocktopus is up.
And he's going to miss.
Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
All right, Denelor, you're up.
Hopefully one more slash. No, 7 to hit.
That does miss. Borax.
All right, I am going to grab some 3 magical or 3 pebbles next to me and make them magical.
Okay.
That is within 60 feet, so I am going to throw a rock at that rock.
All right.
Fight fire with fire. All right. And is a 10 hit?
A 10 just barely misses, unfortunately. This particular rock hits the
Oh,
rock.
wait, no, it's +4, so it's 14. Never mind.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. That does hit.
Okay. And that is 3 bludgeoning.
3 bludgeoning. All right. All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right, I want to move 30 here. Spiritual weapon can only move 20 feet, so it's going to be right there as my bonus action. And then for my main action, I would like to attempt to cast Toll the Dead at the remaining Rocktopus.
Okay.
That receive 14 wisdom.
Okay. See if it has a. Okay. So I got a 15 on that one.
Oh, okay. Pass.
All right. Stock. Your mic is muted, Stock.
Yeah, I was just humming to myself, figuring out what to do. 5, 10, 15. We'll go right there.
Okay.
15, actually, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go after him with advantage.
All right.
That is an 11.
That's all you needed.
Yep. I've been rolling a lot of 6s. So that's 13 slashing damage.
All right. All you had to do is make contact. It only had 1 hit point left. All right. Very nice, gentlemen. So the dust has settled.
We did it. At least
Well, I like that. Calls for some celebratory bacon.
I think it calls for sleep.
Yeah, we all just went to bed.
So you guys notice as you're looking at these at these creatures, they look a lot like the tentacle monsters that you guys fought in the rift, but instead of having swords for their bodies or their their mantle, they had rocks this time. It's like typical looking stones.
Is there just like a creature inside of a rock, or is it the rock is part of them?
The rock is part of them. Like the rock has eyes on it. The beak comes out of the rock, like, and opens to an opening inside the rock, and their tentacles are off of the rock. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks exactly like a squid, but instead of its head being made out of squid, it's made out of rock.
So, kind of like a hermit crab?
So that's what I was thinking, but
it's not like the squid is wearing a rock. Like
that's
its
what I was
body
picturing here.
is a rock.
Yeah.
Like the other one's body was a sword. Like inside that sword, there were organs and whatnot, whatever it is that squids have in there. I'm assuming it's organs.
It's just magic. All right, nap time.
I set aside one of those monsters, throw him up in a tree, and tie him to it so that I can, when I wake up, record my monster manual notes.
Okay. Yeah. So are you like tying the tentacles together on the tree? Or are you like tying it with rope to the tree?
Tying it with rope to the tree, because if for some reason it ever wakes up,
okay.
I don't want it to be able to move from that branch.
Okay. All right. Sure thing. Yeah. So you guys that was the first watch. The rest of that period of time goes by without incident. You guys actually you intended to kind of keep watch, but after a full day of travel and then having that encounter, you guys actually wind up just all falling asleep. But you wake up in the morning and luckily nothing happened. You guys wake up a little bit later than usual, but you do still get the effects of a long rest. It's not quite like the first hour of sunrise where you guys normally are getting up. It's a little bit after that. It's not noon yet though. But yeah, so Borax, did you still want to attempt your bacon routine?
I'll ask around, take a survey, see if anyone wants the bacon first. Or do you guys want to hit the road? Or do you want to try have a nice breakfast?
I mean, I'm gonna hold people up because I'm taking notes with the monster manual.
Yeah, like you've got a little bit of time because it's still like investigation that Vershad is doing.
How much do one of these squid things weigh?
Let me look. I don't remember what their size is, to be honest. I can't remember if they were medium or small.
Head sized.
Head sized. So they're small, technically.
Okay.
What all are you carrying still? What all are you still carrying around with you? Still carrying those? You're still carrying the
2 sets of chainmail, 2 scimitars, land crab head, and all of my usual shit.
Yeah.
Current carried weight is 219.5 pounds.
Right. But again, it's not a matter of how much you can carry. It's logistically how are you able to carry all of this shit
I have a donkey, that's how.
that you're riding
A backpack.
that has all of his adventuring equipment in it.
He's putting it on top of the Warforge that we already built the plinth for.
Yep, just piling it on.
So it's a squid riding a warforged into town.
And the Warforged is wearing one of the chainmail shirts.
Oh, that's right.
No. Yeah, well, he's loading up the squid. I'm working with Sandor with how to work or how to carve up some bacon.
Okay.
Can we put the Rocktopus like on the Warforge's head like a helmet?
I mean, I suppose you could.
At a certain point, we're desecrating a metallic corpse.
It's not a corpse. It hasn't been killed.
I'm adding a Rocktopus corpse to my inventory.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to know how much it weighs.
I don't know. It's not like the game gives you weights for these kinds of things.
Oh, I put the head at 10 pounds just because it seemed reasonable.
The head of what again?
The crab, the land crab.
Oh, that's right. Probably less than that.
Okay.
All right. So as far as the bacon routine goes,
I'm kind of showing him where to cut on very steady hands. I give him some rope first. Yeah.
Okay.
We're discussing the best plan. Okay. I'm going to naturally want to fight it, so tie me up first.
Okay.
Then real gentle, like, take strips off the stomach and back. If I turn back into a halfling, stop cutting.
And the halfling is what you are right now.
Yes.
okay.
What if he turns into something else?
Well, then we have a different type of bacon for breakfast.
All right. So Xanalor, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for tying the rope on Pig Borax.
Oh, good roll. And I'm good at that. So 23.
23. Okay. Borax, go ahead and make a strength check as a pig.
Yep, gotta pull up those stats real quick.
I'm thinking with a 23, your real only chance to get out of this
Yeah,
is
it's
to
a
roll a
0.
20.
So it's 13.
Okay. So the knot holds, Xanalor, as you prep the pig. What are you using to carve him? Do you have a dagger, or are you using?
I'm dagger. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, are you proficient with the dagger?
Yes. That's simple weapons, right?
Yes.
I have a +4.
Okay. All right. So, go ahead and make a
Carving check.
make a dexterity-based attack with your dagger.
Oh baby. Okay. Yep. 22.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is this guy. Ooh, 4 + 2, 6.
Okay. Did you start with the belly or the back? Because you only get one.
Where's the best bacon? Do I know?
The
I don't
belly.
The belly. All
The
right.
belly.
All right. So yeah, you carve some belly bacon, and like right as you're finishing up, you see that that the pig morphs back into Borax, who is screaming as 2 hit points bleed over.
Yes.
Did I get it off first?
Yes.
Okay. I pulled it off before he changed.
So Borax
Does it-
is screaming and bleeding a little bit.
First dibs on the bacon.
Next question here: Did the portion that Xanalor cut off turn back into Borax as well?
That's
Is it just a part of his belly that's now just missing?
There is, so like as you're looking over the meat, right? I'm imagining like the cut of like the pork cut at a like a butcher shop. Most of it looks like pork, but there's some weird like bleed over of some other meat at one end of it. It might be halfling, you're not sure.
I'm gonna give myself
I
mad
just
like,
start cutting that off.
Is there any phantom pain in your belly, Borax?
I'm just a little hungry.
All right. So yeah, you guys have bacon for breakfast.
No.
Frashad does not eat the bacon or the halfling tainted part of the bacon. What sort of things investigatorily are you looking for from the Roctopus?
Same stuff as I got from the other 3 monsters in the monster manual. So to give you an idea, there's like relative range of sizes, getting an illustration for it, and then danger bits.
Okay.
So just to let you know, in the monster manual, I've got just labeled the wolf aberration, kidney bean aberration, burrowing spider aberration, and rock squid aberration.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think given the things that you were looking for specifically for that, I think that essentially like taking 10 on that will get you what you need, what you could have done over the course of the harvesting of the halfling.
Do I have to roll for ADHD to see if I get distracted by wanton violence?
No, I think you're pretty you're when you want to be, you're actually a pretty focused person when it comes to certain aspects. So I think that you're able to get through that pretty well. The screech of Borax did definitely register a little bit with you, but by then you were almost done.
And then for the remainder of the time, I'm going to put from my backpack the middle class clothes around my head so that I can't see, and then practice hitting tapping my head to know when you do this fucking again. I've trained where I'm not disadvantaged when something's around my face. I'm training for it. It's canon now.
Trained to punch himself in the face.
Yes.
All right.
And we're gonna disregard that and just move on.
Yeah, we are. We're just gonna keep moving. All right. So why doesn't everybody go ahead and make a perception check for today's travel for me?
10.
Okay.
8.
Adjusted 20, 16 plus 4.
12.
15.
Oh, now I can see things.
All right. Stock and Vershad. You guys during travel today, you just kind of have a feeling of like relative unease. Almost like it feels like somebody is watching you, but the feeling doesn't really change as you travel. Like you look like no one's following you. It's just this general feeling of unease, like someone like yeah, like someone is watching you. Like when you were a kid, like walking home like after dark, and like you just like had that feeling like something was following you, even though there was like no rational like explanation or evidence to put on that.
Yes, as a kid.
Yeah, that totally didn't happen yesterday. No, it didn't at all. No, I turned to the party. I just kind of looked and was like, all right, who agrees that we don't camp out tonight and we just finish the journey today?
I might want my wits about me when we get back.
About how far out are we? Would we be a full day, couple hours over, 2 days?
I mean, we could also ride these guys faster.
At this from where you are, having traveled this road a couple times now, you at best guess you would say that you're set to arrive in Neverwinter as night sets tomorrow.
What if we ride hard?
That would definitely speed things up a bit.
How much do we think?
You would get to Neverwinter probably just after midday tomorrow.
Because I think we've made ourselves very predictable. And I get the sense that someone's seeing us. And if they're learning how we operate and we always operate the same way, we're making it very easy for them.
With the hairs on the back of the neck thing going off, I'm good for a hard ride and going 1 hour past just to get that 1 point of exhaustion that we would clear out.
Yeah.
I've come close to death a couple of times, so I'm fine with keep riding back to civilization.
Yeah, let's go where there's allies.
Okay, so the plan is a fast pace and ride through the night.
Mm-hmm. At least for me.
Well, don't we get exhaustion for every hour past the 8 that we get?
No, you get a point of exhaustion for a single point of exhaustion for not going to sleep.
The donkeys might be
fast
exhausted.
travel also.
Yeah, but
I'll have to look that up.
At a certain point, nobody can help the donkeys if we're dead by ambush.
Yeah.
I feel like the donkeys would be happier without us.
Like most things in this world. Like I imagine right now, our party grabs somebody by the collar, punches them in the face, and why won't you?
But yeah, I'd be okay with pushing it if we can.
Okay. So go ahead. I want everybody who is riding a donkey to make an animal handling check for me.
Come on, big money.
Because I can physically talk to Charlie, can I make mine with advantage?
I'm rolling good today.
No?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, sure? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adjusted 12.
All right.
17.
Okay. Borax, what was yours?
16.
16. And sorry, Nevis, I talked over you. What was yours?
Same, 16.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to spur the donkeys forward, and they move quicker, and you guys ride through the night. So you guys all have a point of exhaustion, which means that your ability checks are at disadvantage until you sleep off the point of exhaustion. But you guys arrive in Neverwinter just after noon the next day.
Okay.
Before we enter the city, I want to put my cloak around the metal dude.
Okay.
Just so he looks like just a rider.
With
Okay.
the squid on his head and.
Did we actually put the squid on his head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said we did.
Okay.
If anybody asks, I'd just like to say, no. We're collecting a bounty flare, and this is proof of deed. It's a pretty swole mind flayer. Yeah, that's why the bounty was big.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, Mike. So it's for every hour after. It's like a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
DC is 10 plus 1 hour for each hour past 8 hours. On a failed throw, you suffer a level of exhaustion. But it's the entire party like helping each other out and the mounts and everything. So I'm fine with hand waving that and it being a point of exhaustion for the day.
Works for me. I ain't gonna argue.
So yeah, you guys do arrive in Neverwinter. You guys heading straight for Varen and the college or what?
Yeah, before this squid and the land crab get a little ripe.
Okay.
Don't mind separating from the party a little bit to take care of the donkeys.
Okay.
For the record, are we keeping everybody other than Charlie? Were those rentals?
There
Rentals.
were rentals.
Okay, well, I'll return those and keep Charlie then. And then I'm going to give Charlie a real nice meal for a long, hard ride.
All right. All right. I will. So, you guys cool with taking a 5-10 minute break real quick before we jump back into story stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Woohoo! We did things.
Just a reminder, I'll only have when we come back.
Only have what? I'm sorry.
A little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get back to Neverwinter. That way, like, we could do like, like conclusion stuff, and then the party could do like their downtime kind of things. And then when next time we play, we can start out with like your downtime stuff.
Perfect.
All right.
Alrighty then.
Do we have everyone back? Yeah, are you back? Okay. All right. So I'll have to go back and double check on the money for the donkeys. I honestly can't remember what I did the first time around. So I will get that sorted out for next time. So you guys arrive in Neverwinter, like I said, just after noon. So it seems like a normal day in the city. Everybody's busy, doing their typical day-to-day life stuff. Let me actually. There it is. You guys, like I said, arrive back in Neverwinter. Everybody but Strahd heads for the college. As you guys take the ferry out to where the college is, you guys arrive sort of like on the shore and the steps of the college. And you actually see Varen is on his way out to meet you. I don't know if he's heard of your arrival, or if he's just been waiting, with bated breath for your guys' return. But he rushes out to meet you. And he says, "I'm glad you've returned safe. Hildraith and Xantor, they have decided to show their hands, and their cultists are actively searching for magic artifacts. Were you able to obtain brew?"
Who has the box?
Pretty sure it's with the Warforged on the plinth.
Nope, Borax has taken it.
Yeah. Remember, I'm the strongest.
That's right.
I present him with the box.
So he says, "That's good. I was worried that we were too far behind the game and that they would reach there first. Were there any troubles?"
We rushed all night to get here.
Have you seen this symbol before? And I take out the patch, one of the patches.
Ah.
He takes the patch and he looks it over.
We killed about a dozen men with this patch.
This I haven't seen this symbol before recently, but it has. We believe that it is the symbol of the cultists, the followers of Hildraith and Xantor. I believe that Hildraith and Xantor are planning to start a war, one which may endanger the safety of the entirety of this plane of existence. My predecessors at the college, I don't believe they were keeping the college's best interests at heart, and I am actively working to right any wrongs that may have been done. I recall I offered you each 100 gold pieces for your efforts. He kind of motions, and one of the college pages comes over with 5 pouches of 5 coin purses, each containing 100 gold pieces. They're rather large. He says, he kind of starts to reach for Brew Borax, as you had once sort of offered him. He says, if you don't mind, I've come up with a plan for how to contain this. There is a vault deep underneath the college, and we have magical traps and barriers and whatnot in order to keep artifacts such as these safe and hidden away from the world at large. I think that with enough study, we can find a way to use brew to stop these rifts, as you've described to me, from occurring. And I have a feeling that the cult's increase in activity and the increase in the instances of these rifts are connected in some way. It's the timing is too close for it to be anything other to have it be a coincidence.
Correlation is never causation.
This is true.
Well, speaking of rifts, we have some of the remains from things that have come from the rifts that may interest you and your individuals for study.
Are any of you familiar with metal men?
Or some random enchanter in the mountains somewhere.
Listen, I would love to have these conversations with you. Now,
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check.
17.
17. Here, I will send you a whisper in roll 20.
He doesn't want to talk to you. He thinks we're a bunch of weirdos.
Well, I do keep bringing corpses to him.
At least you don't have another druid who wild shaped in ass the last time in here.
Well, let's see here. We're bringing 3 sets of remains to him. We still have the magical box because we haven't quite handed it over yet.
But there's no ass in the room.
Yeah. So the question is, do we feel comfortable handing this box over to the college?
I'm not here to weigh in on that.
The numbers we were fighting against.
Okay.
It says, I would greatly like to have these conversations with you. Now, however, is not the time. What is the time for is to get this artifact out of Scrying Eyes.
I hand him the box.
It was a pun. I did that.
Now I want him to explain more on scrying. What does it feel like to be scryed on?
One may get the sense that they are being watched. Why?
Is there a way to make it harder to be scryed?
There is. Again, this is a conversation for another time. I do have certain magical fail-safes in place where I plan on storing brew to prevent it from being scryed upon.
Did you scry on us?
I may have checked in on you a time or two.
About a day and a half ago?
I checked in this morning.
Did you see the thing with the pig?
I think that was yesterday.
I did not.
Well, there's a chance that the cult was scrying on us about a day and a half ago, because had that hair on the back of your neck being watched feeling about a day and a half out of Neverwinter.
That is troublesome, but not altogether unsurprising. I think that stands to reason even further that we need to get this artifact indoors and away from their purview. Please, if you would give me a couple days to make sure that everything is put in place. We will be working around the clock to make sure that there is not an immediate counterattack. However, I do want to speak with you about the trip and these developments that you wish to speak about. come back in 2 days to the college, and we
Well,
will have those conversations.
In 2 days, your land crab head and your roctopus may be a little ripe. Do you want to take those now for a small finder's fee?
Um, what a finder's fee? What are you charging me for now?
All right, sidebar this shit. What do we want to charge them for?
He did give us 100 gold each.
That was for the objective straight out of the box. This is additional on the side.
I think we can be reasonable. Right?
10 gold per.
10 gold? Okay. We're going with 10 gold for each of the remains.
Well, the Metal Man, that
Oh,
may
we
be
didn't
interesting.
just-
He
However,
stays with me.
No, we didn't say
Oh.
anything about Metal Man. We said Roctopus and
oh, the
Land Crab.
okay. Well, I think it's interesting that you've decided now to charge me for these things when you gave me those notes free of charge before.
Oh, those were just
Notes.
notes. We'll give you notes. We're talking for actually studyable remains now.
How long ago were these things expired?
Yesterday,
Yeah,
one
2
of them,
days. Day and a half, 2 days.
within the week.
You might want to ray of frost him a little bit.
They're fresher than any samples you have.
As Vendy walks
I just
up.
say in the middle of a thoroughfare.
Make a persuasion check, or one of you make it with advantage.
Hopefully his attention is directed on stock. I want to minor illusion the things to make them look a little fresher.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
That's a 1. +4.
I got a 13 for persuasion with advantage.
No.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
It looks 5% fresher.
Says, first and foremost, if you're dropping things off for them to be studied, tainting them with other magics is probably not a great idea, Xanalo. Secondly, we appear to be making great strides in learning about these things with your notes. I'm not going to give you money for them.
Okay.
If I needed them that bad, I would send people out to go find them.
Can I find a random student walking past?
Why?
Oh, I just
I
want
know
a random
exactly
student
why.
walking past real fast.
I know
Okay.
exactly what he's setting up.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's a mage's college. There's people coming and going.
Okay, I beckon one of the most naive looking ones over real fast.
Okay.
I plop the squid on his head and stick the head in his hands and say, there you go. And just motion for him to walk away. Just quick slap on the back to get him moving.
Yeah, that's how I joined a fraternity back in college.
You are an interesting bunch. So please, again, I'm going to take this inside. I'm leaving now. Come back in 2 days.
Can we come back before that and talk to other people?
Absolutely. But I'm leaving.
Watching the random student.
He walks
that
away.
now has
Okay, so
I hope that's somebody that knows file. That'd just be funny.
That Xanador's gonna
And
walk
just
out.
let you guys know that we just created the big bad for the end of the campaign. It's that student. We never learned his name. He now just wants everyone dead because we put
you. You're Squid Head.
because we put an aberrant beast on his head.
That smells a little ripe.
all right. So with that,
Okay.
you guys are.
Bye.
Are you leaving, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it easy, Scott.
Have a good one, Scott.
Bye.
All right. So with that, you guys are on the steps of the Mages College, 100 gold pieces richer, and you're gonna have a little bit more downtime than you did last time. Was there anything outside of like things that we established in the first downtime that you guys wanted to do? Like did Stock and Nevis, did you want to continue your training? Borax, did you want to continue yours?
Yes. I wanted to keep my research going.
Okay. So outside of those sorts of things, what have you guys? What are sorts of things do you guys hope to accomplish in some time in Neverwinter?
Selling
First
off
things
the
first.
crap or working with Nevis to improve it to sell it for increased amount.
Okay. Borax, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I just need a nap to get rid of that exhaustion.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean you'll have days.
Right.
Anything
Yes.
else?
Just keeping my ears open to see if I hear anyone else mentioning weird portals or beasts and stuff.
Okay. Nevis, how about you? Anything that you hope to accomplish with some downtime outside of training further in your martial proficiency with stock?
I don't remember right now.
Okay. How about you, Rashad?
Yeah, is there a zoo in the city of Neverwinter? Like, particularly one that has an aquarium in it?
Um, it's an interesting
I
question.
mean, we're two druids. We're a traveling zoo.
I mean, Neverwinter is a coastal city, so there is plenty of water around.
Mm-hmm. But I was imagining if there's an aquarium, it'll be easier for me to study what I want to study.
I don't think so. I mean, this is still a city in like it was a long time ago, but parts of the city never really recovered from the cataclysm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that sort of things like that aren't necessarily like there's not like tourist traps, so to speak.
Okay.
There is
yeah. Then what I'll do is I'll go along the coast.
okay.
And starting off by studying a turtle, so I could wild shape into a turtle. Hit some of the deeper water and see if I can find a shark.
A shark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's what you would like to.
Particularly a once I find the name for it, because it's underwater, a reef shark.
Reef shark. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. 5.
Okay. Roll 2d10 for me.
2d10 as opposed to a d100.
Mhm.
Okay. So the first one was a 9. Second is a 1, so a 10.
10. Okay. So it takes you a while. It takes you basically an entire 10-day for you to find this shark.
Okay.
But you do in fact find it. With that being said, so there will be essentially 20 days of downtime that you guys are going to get. So 10 days. So essentially half of your downtime, Vershad would be spent looking for this shark, this specific kind of shark.
Oh, another question. Did I end up picking up my share of the gold from anybody? Since I wasn't in the Mages College with you?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, we would have given it to you.
Cool. Yeah. Then I would like to find a Temple of the Scale Bearer.
Okay.
And the first thing that I'd like to do is take the notes that I've written from the encounter with the robed individuals,
Mhm.
and I'm going to place it underneath one of the shrines to the Scale Bearer,
Okay.
just as a way to hide it, but only myself or people I allow will know its location.
Okay.
I'll spend the rest of that day kind of just internally conversing with the Scale Bearer, kind of recalling the adventures so far. Major notes is feeling almost apologetic of using some of the gifts the skill bearers granted me to actively harm individuals.
Okay.
I felt really bad about burying that guy in the earth and then walking away and almost forgetting to take him out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's and I kind of ended it's like I understand that exactly why you gave me these abilities, and if I kind of broke a cardinal rule, I would understand if you took them away. And I wait for a little bit, look around, and then when leave, go into the back alley, and try to wild shape into a cat. And I want to see if the power's been taken away.
Okay. As you leave, again, you're to iterate what you said, feeling apologetic, and guilty over some events that you would do a different way if you had a chance to do them again. And you walk out and you begin to sort of concentrate on changing your form into that of a cat. And you do feel sort of a hesitation in that happening. And during that sort of hesitation, in your mind, you get an image of a scale, and the scale is out of balance currently. But you see around the scale are the weights that would be placed onto it in order to balance it out. And then you wild shape into a cat.
All right, and that's how I spend my 10-day.
Okay. All right. So, Borax. As you, so it's going to be another, I think, it's 25 gold pieces per 10 day of training.
Okay.
For that. Are there any sort of like spiritual lessons or teachings or events outside? Because last time you spent your 10-day kind of looking over, I believe it was like stories of people being approached by deities.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything now that is sort of piqued your interest in leading you towards more of this deeper religious understanding that you would like to seek out?
Yes, I want to try to learn more about Myaliki and what she would maybe be wanting from me by appearing to me, like what the primal goals are. Like if
Okay.
it's just trying to send me on a quest, if it's trying to say that I'm on the right path already, or what that could mean.
Okay. And your is that like your main burning question for this research period? And are you taking the full 10 days?
Yes, I'm going to be taking the full 210. Last time I just kind of checked to see other experiences with it. Now I'm seeing what that experience might mean.
Okay. So yeah, you had, let me see here. I want to pull up this person's name again. I know that I wrote those things down. Oh, it's right there. So Ovate Brendan is the woman who is at the Order of the Unicorn, who is sort of like taking you under her wing. You spend the 10 days having conversations with her and other druids who come into the order, kind of coming and going, and praying to Myaliki and leaving offerings and whatnot. From what you gather from talking to the other druids, you hear them say things that, like, they say like, oh, Myaliki spoke to me, this and that. And it seems like after talking to them, that's really more about their own moral compass and rationalization for like creeping thoughts when they are feeling periods of doubt and things like that. But nothing that they tell you sounds specifically like what you encountered, which was either a vision or a true symbolic approach. In talking with Ovate Bryndon over what the meaning of that could have been, you guys have come up with a few hypotheses. One could be, yes, that there is something that Myeliki is wanting you to do. There's a potential that you could be being groomed by Myeliki in order to become some sort of, like maybe an arch druid or something of that nature, some sort of champion of Myeliki. And another theory that you guys are working on is simply that you are caught up in some things right now, and you were having doubts that would potentially remove you or severely hamper your ability to help these events along, and maintaining sort of the natural order of the world and things like that. And so Myeliki sent you a message essentially to re-inspire you to stay on the right path, wherever that path is leading. Ovate Bryndon has a lot of sort of abstract ideas on where the path may lead, but really all it boils down to at this point is that you don't know yet. But those are sort of the working theories that you guys are working on. You do feel as though this doesn't happen a lot, and this, that's solidifying what you learned when you were doing your research the first time around. You're not sure why or how special you are yet, but you do get the feeling that what has happened to you was special and rare. All right. So, as far as training goes for Nevis and Stock, I know Stock, last time you were really drilling Nevis on the and actually, before I get too deep into this, Borax, go ahead and I want you to roll a D100, but twice.
First one's 26.
Okay.
Second one's 61.
61. Okay. All right. So never mind on that. So Stock, last time you were really drilling the basics super hard, like, and really kind of trying to sort of like reenact your frustrations with learning how to, tame your nature and use it to be a warrior. Whereas you almost got frustrated with the process because Nevis was just so like, okay, yeah, this is the thing that we're doing now, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And he didn't seem to be experiencing the same frustrations that you were. What are the kind of, over an extended, more extended period of time, what are some of the next lessons that you teach Nevis as far as wielding martial weapons goes?
This is going to be spent a lot of time on introflexion and understanding why you want to learn what you want to learn. That just taking what I'm teaching you isn't going to be enough. You have to take what you find useful for you specifically and get rid of the rest of it, because unless you make it for you, you're just imitating someone else, and it's easily going to be seen through. And it's a lot of getting away from the animalistic side of it that it was before, and very much the art behind it, the finesse, the style of working through these weapons and how they behave differently from basic weapons, and the kind of what I was thinking about the other day, when it's, that I can't just be this animalistic thing. You have to have an understanding of the who's, what's, and why's behind all of this, and why they are treated differently and with a certain kind of reverence, and how you have to incorporate that into yourself.
Okay. Nevis, do you have anything to add to that, or any reactions to what Stock said?
Well, once again, I might be taking the opportunity to make Stock a little mad at me, but it sounds to me like it's a lot like understanding and learning the intricacies of metalworking, and not just seeing what you do and seeing what you can make, but having an understanding, a deeper understanding of uh, why and how. And so using those sort of training results that I've seen from learning to craft metal, I just continue to completely buy into all the aspects of learning martial weapons.
Okay. Um, okay. First of all, both of you take inspiration. Borax, inspiration. Uvinder, inspiration. For so Borax, it's for allowing yourself to be harvested like a pig.
Naturally.
Vershad, your the fervor of your search for like true research into wild shaping and how those things work for you in nature, as well as your introspective self-flagellation, essentially at the feet of the scale bearer. That is what granted you inspiration. Stock for imparting taking things that you were taught, and like the ways that you were taught to control your nature, and using them to teach a more general lesson, like one that wasn't like, obviously the lessons that you learned from your master were helpful and put you on the path that you're on now, but there was also a deeper a deeper struggle at play there. Nevis, you get inspiration for fucking reading my mind, because if you didn't have anything that you were gonna say to that, it was basically what I was gonna say. You're finding during your training with Stock that there are very many similarities between the because obviously, like, your proficiency with a mace, it feels like you're swinging a hammer in the shop, right? It's the same, except
Mhm.
instead of trying to, drive in a rivet or, fix this thing, you're trying to pop something's brain out of its ear. Um, Whereas, like, when you're working with these martial weapons with Stock, you're finding that it mimics so much more the detail work that you did, that you learned from. I'm sorry, what was your Ulfgar?
Wolfgar.
Ulfgar. That you learned from Ulfgar, and also just from your time in the shop. The lunges that you take with the blade sort of resemble the fluid motion from hammering a blade to quenching it to temper the metal. The small motions that you needed to make and adjustments that need to happen quickly but precisely while you're doing things like detail work around the edges of a piece, or even putting your own insignia on, your stamp on these works. And the reasons behind it all, like you said, it's not just metal hot must cool. There is a process and an exact science to the number of times you heat something and then quench it, and the number of hammer blows to it before that metal is then tempered, and all that. So yeah, you're buying in, and you're finding out that a lot of what you already knew sort of bleeds into this and is helping your understanding of how to use these weapons. Why don't you go ahead and roll, because this is happening over 10 days, on 2 D100s.
An 83. And I'll take that, 68.
Okay. So with that, you actually do, instead of being at a total of 3 10 days of training, you're at a total of 4.
Yes.
Cool.
So, with Nevis bringing up the similarities, I would have asked to start learning and watching him in the forge to see the similarities and possibly start picking up at least some minor metalworking or leatherworking from him.
So now you want to be trained by.
Well, seeing the amount of patience that he has for these things,
Mhm.
I'm getting the impression that there is something to forging that may be of benefit to me to help temper that more animalistic side of me.
Okay, like a creative outlet rather than
Your
one
brains
of
are now, a Jackson Pollock painting on the wall. Yeah.
right. So like using your nature as a creative outlet rather than focusing all of your energies on suppressing it,
Yeah.
and like try to like meld those two concepts together.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, okay, and I think that's reasonable too, given that in the previous 10-day of downtime spent, um, you spent the time that you weren't training with Nevis, working with him on like on your armor. You know, you were there present. So yeah. So you want to gain like a tool proficiency essentially.
Over an extended period of time, because I'm assuming I'm going to be doing
Well,
this with
yeah.
some severe disadvantage.
Um,
Because
I mean, not
failing
necessarily.
is, well, it's
The
more
dis-
of the nature thing, not the learning thing of, the
right.
frustration of trying to keep that calm and the patience that Nevis has that my
Yeah.
character far from has.
Sure. So here is what I will do then. I'm going to have it cost you 10 gold pieces per 10-day of training with Nevis. You'll have to pick one, either Smith's tools or Leather Workers tools. And that's the one that you're going to go with, right?
Mhm.
And there's not going to be the D100 roll to potentially more quickly advance your proficiency.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'll go with
Okay.
let's go with leatherwork because that's what my armor is mostly made out of, laminated
Okay.
leather and metal.
All right, sure. All right, so then it'll be basically 20 gold pieces for materials during the course of the 10 days, and then you'll be two tenths of the way there.
Sounds good.
Okay. During the course of 10 days off, are you guys all staying at the Breeze home?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Borax and Stock, you guys don't really have a home in Neverwinter outside of that, so it certainly makes sense that you would stay there.
Mhm.
How about you, Vershad?
I'm going to pick various areas. I'm never going to sleep in the same place more than like and would not be fully against sleeping in a hidden part of a back alley.
Okay, but so you are still over the course of time checking in with your party members, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Both as an animal to keep an eye on them, and as Vershad to interact with them. I'm assuming.
Correct.
All right. How about you, Nevis? At this point, this is now almost a month's worth of time that you will have been in Neverwinter since your journey started. Are you still staying at the Breeze home, or are you splitting time between that and your actual home at the Forge, or what are you doing?
Well, I think initially, because of the exhaustion, I'll take that first night at the Breeze home.
Okay.
And then I definitely want to spend the next couple of nights back in my own place, my own bed, kind of, straightening things up from the disuse.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just, check everything out, check out the forge and make sure that it's still in, good working order and all that.
Okay. Now
So
I know
the rest
that.
of the time, I guess I'll just kind of split back and forth, much like Rashad, check in with the guys and just see how things are going and keep up with what new adventures might be available.
Okay. I know that we had spoken out of game, Stock, Nevis, and I about a potential process for helping sort of extend the durability of Stock's glaive. Was that something that you guys were interested in doing?
Yeah.
Yep. And I still want to sell off all that other crap I'm carrying.
Right. Okay. So, as far as the extending the durability of Stock's blade goes, Nevis, you actually, while Stock is kind of watching you, try like seeing how it is that you are blending this metalworking, the metallurgy in with your training and seeing like why these lessons are in fact lining up. You actually use the opportunity to teach Stock a bit about like the more dexterous sort of precision side of the metalworking as you are in fact like sort of improving the durability of his glaive. You wind up at one point early in the process essentially uh, um, discovering that the metal of the glaive itself was not it wasn't made of the same steel that you're accustomed to working with, and therefore was a bit softer. So you kind of, while working on it and working with Stock and kind of, communing in your own way with Hephaestus, you discover essentially a method of hardening the steel to the point where it appears at this point like actually go ahead, um, make a smithing check. So roll a shit, what was this? Did I do this before? That's not the one I want to click. Actually, no. Yeah, that's right. Because the time aspect and having it be your forge. Yeah. Okay. So, essentially, what you've been able to do is you've given Stock's glaive some extended durability. So Stock, what that means is you'll actually have 3 natural ones before it is rendered, unstabbable.
Okay.
But every natural one that you roll until that 3rd one will give you a -1 to your attack penalty, your attack bonus.
So 3 natural ones till failure, and
Yeah.
-1 to the attack roll till it breaks.
Right.
Per roll.
Oh, also, you guys level up to level 4.
All right.
You essentially once you guys handed or returned to Neverwinter, you guys leveled up to level 4. So also too, over the course of the downtime, you guys have an opportunity to sort of explore what those how those powers work for you, what they mean for you, throughout your own training and self-reflections and all that. So I'll give you guys a minute or two to do that if you need it.
I know what I'm doing. Level 4. And I need to roll a d10 and see what I get. Ooh, +7. So I was looking at it, Corey, while we were going through exposition. The average selling for used equipment is 50% of its value.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do that or something else, it's up to you.
Yeah, because essentially it's a piece that is like it's chainmail, right? So it's a lot of little pieces that have already been worked. There's not much that that Nevis can do in a reasonable amount of essentially he would have to remake the entire chainmail, and at that point he might as well just make one himself.
Yeah.
As far as like improving the already made chainmail goes. And the scimitars, like you could take some time at some point and do to them what you were able to do with Stock's glaive, but that's really up to you if you want to set that aside for now and essentially hope that you get the time to do it at a certain point and don't have another good idea on how to use your downtime and your forge to help improve somebody's kit, or you could just sell it as is right now.
I think we should just go with the sell it as is. If you want to do the 50% thing, it makes it easy because it comes out to 100 total for everything.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
And then it's just 20 per person.
Yep.
Easy squeezy. I'd also like to go and actually buy a couple healing potions.
Okay, so let me actually. You guys.
Oh, and one odd thing.
What's the odd thing?
Pole of angling.
A pole of angling?
Yep.
As in like a fishing rod?
Pole of angling. It's a 10-foot pole. Speak a command word, it turns into a fishing pole with hook and line and reel. Speaking command word again, turns it back into a pole.
Okay. All right. That'll probably be something that you'll have to requisition, which will require 50% payment up front from Aldine. But he does have the means to like acquire that for you. Basically, like the way that plays out is, you guys go into Aldine's marketplace one day to sell the chainmail and the scimitars, and so you sell them the stuff. You are looking through the stock and you ask him about a pole of angling, and he tells you that. He tells you to come back tomorrow so that he can reach out to his artisans and see if they can do this. And then when you do come back, he says that one of the artisans is willing to do it. And then it's just the standard 50% payment up front to commission the work.
And how much would that be?
That I'll need to work on in a second here.
Okay.
Is that from Xanathar's guide, that one?
I have no idea, honestly.
All right, I'll figure it out. But yeah, so I did share
yes, it is Xanthar's.
Okay. I did share the newly expanded inventory to you guys. As far as potions of healing go, there are 4 for sale total.
Okay. I'll take 2 of those.
Okay.
Because we haven't had any yet. It's probably a good idea to have some.
What's the command word you're going to use for your pole of fishing?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
So the total cost is going to be 25 gold pieces. So it'll be 12 gold and 5 silver down payment.
All right. So, subtract 100 there. And you said 12 gold and 5 silver?
Yeah.
All right. I'm down to 15 gold, but I have 2 healing potions.
All right. Well, is there anything else that on the inventory there that anybody would like to purchase? Or anything specifically that I'd like to requisition?
If there's any kids playing marbles in the street, I'll offer him 5 gold pieces for the marbles that they have.
Okay. How many marbles are you hoping to attain in such a manner?
You tell me.
What is this for specifically? Just to have marbles?
Ammo for the slingshot.
Oh, okay.
Probably buy a bag of ball bearings for less than you get from these kids.
Yeah, but we've already established that your vendor doesn't want.
So I'd say I think 5 gold pieces probably will have gotten you enough from the kids. The kids take the gold from you like, oh my god, I've never seen this money, this much money in one place before, and they just go buy more marbles.
And I just goes like, was that a lot?
They go into a sugar coma. You just see these kids laid out on the side of the street on a bender, surrounded by marbles and candy
cut to a
wrappers.
year from now, that like all of them are just in like this crack house. It's like, if it wasn't for that random guy buying marbles for 5 gold,
son of a bitch.
I was gonna be a doctor.
Okay. Is there anything as far as interpersonal stuff that you guys would like to do? Like while the 4 of us are here, you guys are in Neverwinter with time to kill instead of time of things trying to kill you.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Vershad and compare notes about creatures and stuff. Talk wildlife.
Yeah, okay.
Try to steal some of his wild shape habits.
Okay, so you want his notes on like the things that he's been investigating for learning how to wild shape into stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If he wants.
Let's why don't we go ahead and play that out? How does that conversation go, guys?
So Vershad, you seem to be taking a lot of interest in wildlife. You mind showing me your notes? Like, if I wanted to transform into, say, a shark, how would you do that, just to make sure it's the same way I would?
Oh, yeah. Just let you know, there's a very important detail about this, is don't think about sharks when you're not in water. Yeah. Actually, no. Just do me a favor. Think about sharks right now.
I focus really hard on the platonic form of a shark.
Okay. Do you feel how it's getting a little bit harder to breathe? Hey, Borax? Yeah, hey, right here.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So just imagine that happens as long as you're a shark if you're not in water. Okay? Then the other part here is always protect your nose. If they bop you in the nose, it fucking hurts. Yeah, that's the only stuff I didn't write down, but here, take a look.
Okay.
All right.
As I get ready to like just have a near bop. Like, I'm not actually gonna hit him. I'm just 2 inches in front of his nose.
So are you currently sharing the notes on the shark or on the wolf spider as well?
He asked specifically for shark, so I just have it open that page.
Yeah.
If he wants to flip pages, that's on him. But
okay. Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, then Borax, you now are pretty aware of how to transform into what kind of shark was it, Rashad?
It's a reef shark. This is one that can go into shallow water. Its max length is about 6 to 10 feet, and it's a CR 1/2.
Okay. I want to practice and see if I can actually turn into it. No, it's probably not a good idea, but I just want to make sure before I get to the.
So are you doing that in the house or in the river that runs through Neverwinter?
Nope, right where he handed me his notes. I want to see if it took place.
All right.
I get a bucket of water.
So yeah, go ahead and mark off. I mean, you don't really have to mark it off, but because we're in the middle of 10 days of rest, so everybody's getting sleep anyway. But yeah, so you go ahead and turn into a reef shark, and yeah, you can't breathe. You can't
Okay,
go
then
anywhere.
just pretty much as fast as I snap into it, I do a couple flops and I flap back into a halfling.
And as soon as he gets out of it, I throw the bucket at his face.
On the halfling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right when he throws the water, I take a deep breath and then inhale all the water.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. And
then I thank you kindly.
Yeah, no problem. Actually, there's something that I wanted you to try as I pull out the monster manual.
Shark bacon?
No. I kind of want to know if, like, you know how we can change into wolves, right?
Yes.
We've seen that wolf from the barn. Remember that one?
Yes.
It was all matted and angry, and it could.
Oh yeah, it killed me pretty much. I remember very well.
Do you think we could change into that?
Like,
Like, don't worry, I've got
I'm the
notes
back
on
half
it.
and you're the front half.
No. Like, we would end up becoming two separate ones. Like, I don't want a Halloween costume thing going. But I've got my notes on it, and I take out my monster manual. And I show him the wolf aberration. It's like, what do you do? You even think it's possible?
I think it's worth trying.
All right. Who wants to go first? Actually, no. I should go first because I'm pretty sure if I go crazy, you can snap me out of it faster.
Yes. That's
all right. I take my the notes I wrote about the wolf aberration, and I concentrate as hard as I can, and I want to see if I can wild shape into it.
Okay. So you kind of gather your thoughts. You focus your mind on the form of the creature you're trying to turn to. You're sort of like trying to put yourself in its shoes from a nature perspective, which is sort of your method. And you're focusing and you feel yourself like instead like drifting towards your wolf form, and you keep trying to steer it back, but it's like the unnatural nature of it seems to be preventing you from being able to become it. Like it doesn't fit into the realm of druidic possibility.
All right, good to know. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. The answer is no. At least not now. You want to try?
I'll give it a shot.
I cast Shillelagh on my luck.
So Borax, like, what is your like how does your process kind of go for attempting wild shapes? Like, how do you try to like make that happen for yourself?
Usually just I start off picking like one feature of the animal, either the paws or the nose, and then start like trying to imagine my body transforming that way.
Okay.
Eventually my full shape takes hold.
Yeah. So you focus yourself on probably one of the most defining features of those that crazy looking wolf, and that was the fact that most of its head was a mouth. Like the mouth went all the way back, like to like underneath its ears. And you actually where its ears should have been, I forgot they didn't have ears. You're trying and you just feel yourself being drawn instead towards like the regular wolf form that you've been in before, and you can't steer your mind back into that toothy maw.
All right. I dispel Shillelagh.
Okay. So kind of before anything else, how about Nevis, do you have anything that you wanted to discuss with the party at all during the time off?
No, not really. I can't think of anything specifically that needs addressing.
If there's, I would imagine I would have asked for a sit rep, and I kind of know that Brew was taken into hiding in
Yeah.
the Mage's Couch. No, I've already wild shaped a lot. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll do that next time.
Okay. How about you, Stack?
First question about overall, how long have we been a adventuring party together?
Like, how long has it been since you started your journey?
Yeah.
Let's see. It has been like around 2.5 months.
Okay, then I got nothing.
Okay. Okay. Well,
what I'm planning has a time requirement.
Sure. So, kind of with that being said, do you guys want to get into the conversations with Varen, or do you want to save that for next time?
I would say save it because I think Xanilor would have some very important questions that would give us a good segue for his downtime.
I think so as well.
Yeah, it works. I could definitely go for lunch now, anyways.
Because yeah, that's basically all I had planned for the ending of today's session. I wanted to make sure that that as the largest group possible, we made it through the road back to Neverwinter and got here, and kind of hit that conclusion for that that third chapter. And then obviously it was going to be a good opportunity for us to do some of the downtime stuff, to make sure that we got to do that and anything like that. Also too, if you guys have ideas over the next week, or hopefully not 2 weeks until we play again, but over the next week, if you guys have any ideas of stuff that you want to do with your downtime, just shoot them to me, and we can see what we can do to make those work.
Alrighty, sounds good.